Welcome along to a preview of the Sea2sky Challenge to be held on April 3rd, 2016. This is the view that we're looking for at the end of the day. The clock tower is going to be the finish point of your day. You'll open up though with a swim from the boat ramp heading out towards Cave Rock. You make a left-hand turn and head into the beach where you'll exit across from the cafe up a set of steps. Alternatively, if you are doing the duathlon option, you'll run up and down the esplanade. The swim is proudly brought to you by Blue 70. The transition area will be behind the cafe, then you'll get onto the bike where you can see the second half of the ride is predominantly downhill, but first up you will have to tackle the ride through Sumner and up Evans Pass. This is the climb of Evans Pass. Through the bottom part of the climb you'll be averaging around about 10%, so it is a good gradient. You'll make your way up. As you approach the top you'll come past a small clump of trees and then you'll meet the intersection with the summit road where you'll turn right. You follow the summit road all the way up to Mount Pleasant, and just beyond Mount Pleasant this is actually the view of the top of the climb of Evans Pass. When you get to the high point of the course you will make the turn and you'll come back down the same way that you have climbed. There are a few corners, we will be sweeping those corners, but you still will need to be pretty cautious as you make your way through into that intersection where you will need to give way. This is the view from just approaching the turn point above Mount Pleasant. Great views over spectacular Pegasus Bay, and also at the actual turn you'll have a view over Christchurch City all the way across to the Southern Alps. This is just going through the intersection of Evans Pass. You'll see that there are a number of cattle stops to go across. They will be covered, but you will still need to be very cautious. This is the final section out to Godley Head. The road is reasonably narrow. You'll finish up by that clump of trees at the very end, and then you'll transition onto the run at this point here. You'll rack your bikes, get your run gear, and go through those trees past the gun emplacements where you'll veer off to the left. You'll have a downhill passing those few other trees, and then you'll be on to the sort of track along the headlands. The run is brought to you by the front runner Colombo, which is where we'll have the pre-race registration. You'll see the end of the course is an up and down climb over Scarborough Hill. From Godley Head it is net downhill all the way to Taylor's Mistake. The track is in fantastic condition and you will have a few little up and downs, as you can see here. This is the one climb you have before you actually get to Taylor's Mistake. But as I said, the track is in fantastic condition and the views are wicked. This is the view going into Taylor's Mistake and Scarborough Hill that you'll make your climb before finishing your race. Just before you get to Taylor's Mistake there is a little set of steps. You'll run along the beach, past the surf club, and then you'll have a variety of boardwalks, steps, up and downs. It is quite technical before you come onto the road over the top of the hill, but along the way you will enjoy some fantastic views. You go over the top of the climb and then you'll go into Nicholson Park and down Flowers Track. As you can see here, it is reasonably technical in places, so it'll be difficult to pass until you come to the final section of the run where you will come down along the road past where you started the swim, and then you'll run just past the clock tower at the very end of your run. As you can see here, you'll turn, come back, and the finish line will be right by the clock tower. You may or may not know we also have a kids race, a teams race, a triathlon and a junior tri, of which both are on the flat streets around Sumner. So we look forward to seeing you on April the 3rd. Entries are still open at Sea2sky Challenge, and special thanks to all our sponsors: Sportsmed, Christchurch City Council, Blue 70, The Front Runner and M's Power Cookies.